Well, to be frank, with the lions, it was not love on the first sight. When I was a cheetah man in the Serengeti in Tanzania, and I was adopted by this wild cheetah family, and they transferred their social behavior to me, and I followed them on my hands and on my knees for many, many weeks through the endless plains. Whenever we come across the lions, it was a thrilling moment, and I didn't like these cats because they are the most serious enemies for the cheetahs. And well, it was in the year 2000, and I visited a friend in Namibia, and he had a lion conservation project in a big enclosure. He had some lions, and once in the morning he asked me if I would like to have a walk with two of these lions, and they were almost 2 years old, so quite strong and already very big. But I said, okay. It was a very interesting experience for me to see the bush from the angle of these lions, and I get a lot of fascination on this day. And there I made a decision that I will start a very big project, because until the time I collected a lot of material about the lions. I did a lot of filming with the lions and photographs. So this big project was born. This project means it's the most comprehensive documentation about the lions in film sequences and also in photographs. And the first step of this project is that we have made this book. It's now very new. It's Journey with Lions Through Africa, Part 1. But this project contains also picture books. There will be a new book, The Kings of Africa, which are the lions, without any doubt. And then there is the film project. We plan a film in maybe 4 or 5 parts about the different lions. And we have a multivision show, which means I like to go on stage. I show this multivision show on a very big screen. So the audience has the feeling that they are really in Africa, and I like to tell the people personally about what I experienced in the bush. It's a very interesting thing to confrontate people with that. Lions have different cultures at the end. If you see a detailed, for example, one very strange pride of lions we now watching for almost 6 years. And this pride of lions, and that is very unique in Africa, they concentrate on hunting elephants. But that was at the end an emergency, because they stay in an area where it became drier and drier, and suddenly a river just disappeared there, and in the dry season just the big elephant bulls were remaining, and so at the end they had to learn to hunt these elephants. Sometimes if you follow, like me, the lions, you are very desperate, because you follow them for days and days, and you just find their tracks, but you don't find these lions. And once I stayed in Moremi, it's at the Okavango Delta, and for 4 days I had no lions, and completely frustrated, I returned in the night into my camp. It was pitch black dark. I started to put on my tent, and suddenly I heard a strange noise. I put on my spot, and the whole pride of lions, they were on my campsite. They communicated, they roared and everything. There are also, for example, leopards. And one leopard I met in Moremi, I just took some filming of a hippo. And later on I found that there's a leopard above the hippo in the tree. He was very interested in this hippo, and we said, okay, this hippo must be a pet of this leopard, because he went down and they were close together, and he laid in front of this hippo, and he just showed us, this is my personal pet. Very interesting scene I had also at the Chobe River, and there was a female. She tried to show their cubs how to hunt the buffaloes. So it seems that they will become successful, but at the end it was a happy end, not for the lions, it was a happy end for the buffaloes. You need a lot of patience to follow these lines, and I can remember once I stayed in the big central Kalahari, and for 14 days I had no single lines. I just heard them roaring in the night, and I tried to spot, and I crisscrossed these endless plains there. And at the end I had a problem with the car, so my intention was to leave this area, and just there I came across a wonderful male lion with a black mane, and I followed him, and he roared on his way. And later on there came two of his brothers, and they went together to a waterhole. They drank there, and after all this long time I had 3 male lions drinking at this waterhole, and the surface of the water was very smooth, so I got the reflections of these lions. And I will never forget that. Just for this one shot, the 14 days were worthwhile to stay there. And then in the morning, suddenly the river returned after 24 years. That is an experience, it's amazing. If you see that then the elephants, they come to the river, they have never seen so much water. They go to the bank of the river, and they taste the liquid, or they see, okay, that's water, and they go into the river, and suddenly the water is touching their belly, and then they noticed, oh, that's all water, and they started to splash and to play, and they were so happy. I've never seen so happy animals.